Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I'm so excited you're here today because in today's video I'm going to share with you 3 spring summer fabulous DIYs that are super easy to make, they're budget friendly, and I know you're going to love them. We're going to do some planters for outside. I'm going to give you some wreath and swags ideas. We're going to go into the vault and share with you how to create a beautiful lantern. It is going to be spectacular. So if you are interested in spring and summer decorating and DIY ideas, please stay tuned. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends on Facebook, on Instagram, and on WhatsApp. Why? Well, because it is free and it really helps this channel. Now, if you are already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on because you will not want to miss what's coming up for spring, summer 2025. Are you guys ready to get creative? Well, let's go to the studio and I'm gonna share with you our very first DIY for this video. All right, everyone, so for our first DIY, what we're going to do is a handheld swag for your front door. I'm always doing wreaths and swags on a base, but right now I'm going to teach you how easy it is to create a handheld swag on super easy steps. And what we're going to need is going to be some of these beautiful viburnum. Is this viburnum? Viburnum sprays from David Christopher's. I'm also going to need 2 of their orange hydrangea, 5 of their cone head lime green hydrangea, some greenery from Walmart. I'm also going to use these 2 David Christopher's ribbon. You guys know I am obsessed with this carrot ribbon. I'm gonna use the burlap yellow and I'm gonna add an accent 1.5 inch that has both orange and yellow to tie in all of the colors. I'm also going to need some florist tape, 2 zip ties, and of course a wire to hang our swag on our door. So I'm gonna start real quick by taping our wire. You guys know that I have a whole series of videos on how to learn the fundamentals of floral design, where I explain to you all about the tools you need, what types of foam, how to prep a container, all of those things. You can find that playlist in the description box below because I'll tell you all about the tapes that you need to do this kind of work. I worked as a florist for many years before I started my YouTube channel, and that's where I learned all of that information that I wanted to pass along to you. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my scissors and I'm gonna cut some of these tags that our friends at David Christopher's put on their florals. And by the way, they offer you 10% off on anything you buy by using the code Ramon10. If you go to their website, all of that information is going to be linked in the description box below. All right, so I'm gonna get started, and you know that I like to move everything to one side when I'm working, so that way I can start picking from it. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a base with greenery, and it's going to be so easy. So you have this greenery from Walmart, and I want to create a longer shape. Now remember, this is going to be our core, and our core is where we attach. And as you guys can see, it's going to create this long of a swag, and it's going to be so easy. So we're going to do 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom, 1 going to the left, 1 going to the right. Remember, what happens on the left happens on the right. And what I like about this greenery is that, look, it has all of these laterals, all of these branches that you can just play with. And we're going to just make sure that we don't let go of our core. That's where our zip tie is going to be. I'm gonna leave 1 towards the end in case that we need more. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring the yellow and I'm going to insert this guy right here. No need to cut my stem because I really want it to flap in the air. So I'm just gonna make sure that I give it some length. And this is what's going to determine, I dropped an orange one. Let me pick it up. This is what's going to determine how long my swag is going to be. So it's going to be my finishing point, as you guys can see. And also this has some laterals that you can, of course, fluff and play with. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring some of this lime green hydrangea, and I'm going to go 1 step up and basically just give it a little bit of a curvature like this so it pops forward. I'm gonna add 1 right here to the bottom. Then I'm gonna stagger 1 up, and the way you do that is by pulling that stem. Look how it stagger up, up, and I'm gonna go like this. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Remember, what happens on the right happens on the left. And then I'm going to add another one right here, all the way up. And at this point, I'm going to zip tie all of this. We're gonna need a few zip ties. And the reason why I like to zip tie all of it is because that way I can let go and then readjust the top part of it. So actually, you know what? First, I'm going to introduce this orange hydrangea. So we're going to zip tie all of our bottom floral together, and then we'll proceed to the top. All right, so I'm gonna grab this zip tie. You guys, zip ties is my best friends. I really recommend to get your kit ready. And like I said, those videos explain to you all about the tools that you need, what you need to have to create all these DIYs. Especially if you're going out on jobs, you want to be sure that you're as efficient as possible. And that means having all of your tools at the ready, like your wire cutters and all those things. And on those, in that series, I put it together so that you know all of the things that a florist person has to have. All right, so that's our bottom, and we're going to, of course, fluff at the end, but I want to make sure this guy goes like that. Look how pretty this is right here. It's like a bouquet going down. So we're going to repeat, and we're going to grab this right here, and now I can really just manipulate better because I can let go and the bottom is not gonna come undone. And then I'm going to add this one, and of course we're gonna stagger it down, making sure this one goes up to the left. And then I'm gonna grab my orange hydrangea, and I'm gonna put it right about here. And see, everything that happens on the right happens on the left. What goes up must come down. And of course, we're going to zip tie all this together. Let me see if I need another foliage. You know what, I'm gonna add it, why not? The greener the better, right? The more natural it looks. So now I'm gonna zip tie all of my top and everything that I just put into the swag. And just make sure that you grab that zip tie, bring it forward so you can pull, put it through, and pull really tight. Are you guys having fun with this spring series? Let me tell you, we've done so many videos and I already lost count. So I'm gonna have to sit down and see all the DIYs that we did for spring and for Easter. Now we're moving on with summer, you guys. There's going to be so many summer, spring DIYs. Cannot wait to share. So this is what our swag is starting to look like. And I'm gonna bend some of these branches, like I said, just to give them some life. It's going to look gorgeous, but I'm going to put this to the side over here because we need to make a bow. And for that, I need to bring my ribbons. And as I told you before, I am super obsessed with this David Christopher's ribbon. And I always tell you to also put a corsage pin on them so that way you organize them and they are put away properly and you don't have to fight with them when it comes down to using them again. All right, so I'm gonna start with this ribbon. And you know what? Where's my ribbon holder? I like this guy right here because it allows me to do my ribbons without having to like really pull on it. All right, so I'm gonna fold right here. I'm gonna use this 4-inch carrot ribbon, and I'm just gonna do, this is gonna be my top. So I'm gonna give it about 8 inches. I'm gonna pleat and fold like this. And then I'm going to go down. I want this because this is going to be the focal point. I want it to be bigger than the rest of it. So there you go. And then I'm gonna give it a big tail like this. So that's going to be the top. The bottom, of course, longer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one out and introduce my yellow one right here. And so now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to go the opposite way. See how that is going to my left? Now I have to insert to my right. I'm going to pinch right here. And so now I'm going to bring my bow like this. Pinch right here. Then make that bow like that. And so now I'm gonna give it another long tail. And see how this has made our bow? It has the shape of a bow because it has one to the left, one to the right, and then the longer tails. So now I get rid of this guy right here. And I'm going to bring my smaller ribbon. For this one, I'm going to do 3 loops because it's a 1-inch ribbon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and now I'm going to start right here. and I'm going to pinch. All you have to do is not let go of that bow. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat like this. Basically, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the orange carrot ribbon. I'm going to pinch right here. You have to go the opposite way than the other loop that you just did. So this one we started going up, down. This one is going up. Now this one has to go down. And our loop, of course. And then I'm going to go down like this. You can always correct. And I'm gonna do a third one on this one, like this, and then I'm going to do a longer tail. So now we have our through loop bow, two loop bow, and now we're gonna grab our wire and we're going to wire all of this together. So just basically put it through, go around. And you guys, taping that wire really does help tremendously, because look, you can really pull without hurting your fingers. And before we attach, what we want to do is shape this bow like this, making sure that all the tails go down. And so now we can really twist it. Now you're gonna be left with these longer tails on your wire, but you wanna save those because those are the ones that we're gonna use to attach to our swag. So now we bring our swag in. We're going to attach right here with both wires. I'm gonna spin it around. And this is the way I like to do it, watch. 1, 2, and there you go. So now it's attached, and the thing you wanna do is with the rest of this wire right here, you want to make sure that you make a loop to hang into our hanger. Like that, so you're left with a loop. Now I'm going to fluff this real good, adjust this bow, take it to the door, and share with you the end result. Keep watching. All right, you guys, so here is the end result on this super easy swag for your front door. I just love the way this looks on my door. This David Christopher carrot ribbon, which is my favorite ribbon this season. You guys know that we base all of our series on this ribbon, the hydrangeas and the lime green and the orange and the yellow, and this beautiful burlap ribbon also create a beautiful statement on your front door. This is super easy to make, and I really hope that you will give it a try this season. What do you guys think? I want to take a second right now to thank every single person that took their time and became a member to this channel. Also, there was a few super thanks this week, and I cannot stress you how thankful I am for this, because it really helps me to create more beautiful videos for everybody to watch. If you want to support this channel, be sure to check the description box below and become a member to this channel. All right, you guys, let's get back to the video. I cannot wait for you to see the next DIY for spring. All right, everyone, so for this DIY for spring and summer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you how to create a beautiful potted plant on an urn. Now we're going to do the final result on this urn. However, I'm going to plant on this pot, on this terracotta pot, because it'll be easier, and that way you can move it in and out from your container. And last week I shared with you how to do a potted forsythia plant with an orb in it. If you have not seen that video, I'm gonna link it down below so you guys can check it out. It was super easy, but in this case, I really feel that for spring and summer 2025, it's all about the greenery. And I'm gonna also share how to accessorize this potted plant with some of my favorite dudettes for spring and Easter. All right, let's get started. So first of all, I want to talk to you about this bush right here. First of all, I went ahead and put some foam on the very bottom, like from here down. And I found these bushes at Walmart, believe it or not. And there's only 3 left, so you might want to go and check them out. So what you want to do is you want to poke it in as close as you can to the rim of the container. And the other secret is to really grab every single one of these wires and separate them. And then when you insert, you want to insert at a side. Now I'm going to do a triangle inside, so I'm going to do one right here. I'm going to insert another one right here, and I'm going to make sure that it goes all the way down. Like I said, I want it to go to the rim of the container, and then I'm going to fluff this guy right here. Because when you fluff them like this, you open them up and then it takes more of the perimeter of your container. Now remember, on the inside you want to do that triangle that we always talk about in floral design. And by the way, you guys, I want to mention that I have a floral design series for beginners where I talk to you about the tools and all of the how to prep a container and all those things. If you have not seen those videos, it's very important that you watch them, because I tell you everything you need to know about how to put your foam in your container, about how to do all those things. So go check out that series. I'm also going to link it down below. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of these fillers, and I'm going to start with these greeneries, and I'm going to go in between every single point of the triangle. You can see where it needs it, and then I'm going to push it down as far down as I can to make it look more full. And the more variety you have, the better, right? Because I feel like when we do floral arrangements, it's all about the variety of greeneries. It creates a more natural look, well, as natural as silk flowers will do. But the good thing about this, you guys, is that you can have it out for the spring summer series, and it won't really fade that much, so that way it won't cost you as much and you don't have to worry about watering them, which is my problem. Right, so I want to alternate some of this one that has the blue blooms right here, and as you guys can see, it filled up really good. I'm gonna add this one right here. How cute is that? So now you have yourself a potted plant. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and dropped the container in. I'm gonna move it to my left so that I can tell you the tips and the tricks that we're going to be doing for spring and Easter. So I have these bunnies from David Christopher's, and I absolutely love them. But you know, sometimes you're like, well, what do I do with these bunnies, right? Because they look like almost like a cookie. It has, oh my goodness, it has really cute border of sprinkles, so it looks like a baked cookie. But I just figured this would be so cute to put on our planterns. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open them, but first we have to, David Christopher's is offering you, by the way, 10% off if you use the code Ramon10 when you check out on their online store. That's David Christopher's, shop davidchristopher's.com online. And so what I'm going to do is I'm gonna get them out, get these tags. These are meant to be like ornaments, but what we're going to do is we're gonna get a few skewers out of our toolbox. 1 and 2. And also my tape. I'm gonna grab my green tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my skewer, and then I'm going to tape my skewer green so it kind of loses the color and it's going to blend in. So like this. 1, 2. I talked to you, like I told you in that series about floral design for beginners. It's almost like the fundamentals for floral design. I talked to you about all about the tapes, the containers, food for flowers, fresh flowers, how to prep a container. And it is so much fun, you guys, because you really have all the information you need in order to create all of these beautiful DIYs. All right, so now I'm gonna grab my cute little bunny, poke right here through the bottom. They're made out of this like pliable cardboard, and you just have to make sure that it's like straight up like this. So now I'm gonna drop this bunny right here, like this, making sure that it goes into the foam. And then I'm gonna grab a second one over here. I'm going to poke. Like I said, you have to make sure that they're pretty straight up, like so. So now I'm gonna put another one right here. Now, how cute is this, you guys? Now you have yourself a cute Easter planter, and these bunnies come on a selection of colors depending on what you want to do. They have some teal ones, and then they also some pink ones, and I just think it's super adorable. But what I really wanted to do is I also have these super adorable pics from David Christopher that have these carrots, and this is the way that you want to dress up all of your containers for spring, for fall, for Christmas. So you basically do a container like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little bit of it. I don't want them to poke out too far out, so I just cut a little bit of it, and I'm going to do this one right here to the side, like so. And then I'm gonna grab another one, And this one, I'm gonna cut a little bit shorter because I wanna stagger them. I really want to make sure they're staggered. So I'm gonna cut like this, and look how adorable this art made out of felt with a raffia. I also love carrots. If you've been watching this series, you know the carrots has been our theme for the year. And so I'm gonna add another one right in front of it, like this. So you wanna have two lengths. How cute is this, you guys? I absolutely love it. It's so adorable, super simple to make, and I really hope that you give it a try. Like I say, this is something you don't have to water. This is something that is going to last you all spring and summer, and it just costs a few bucks. All right, you guys, so here is the end result on this beautiful planter. As you guys can see, the lime green and the orange just really pop. And I love the way this looks for spring and summer. I am obsessed with the little bunnies. They're just so adorable. I think they are perfect to put out on a planter, on your patio, your porch, and I really just hope that you give them a try. I also want to mention these beautiful carrots. They are some pips you can just put on your planters and have a gorgeous planter outside for spring. What do you guys think? All right, you guys, I'm gonna get ready for the next DIY. Keep watching. All right, everyone, so for this section of the video, I want to share with you how to revamp an old wreath you may already have. This is a wreath that I shared with you how to create a few weeks ago. If you have not seen this particular DIY, I'm also going to link it down below so you can check it out. It was so easy. And after I was done doing it, I was like, you know what? This wreath needs something. And to me, that is like extra tails. So in order to add extra tails, I'm gonna use some of these skewers that have a wire. Once again, these are on my video about the fundamentals on floral design. I'm gonna use the same ribbons that we have. I always like to add extra ribbons at the end. I'm also gonna need my scissors and my hot glue gun and some extra glue. All right, let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab this ribbon and I'm going to layer the other one on the top. So like this, and I want these tails to be about this big. So then what you want to do is fold it in half, like so. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying these videos. So far, I'm having a blast sharing with you all of these beautiful DIYs. So what we're going to do is we're gonna fold, and then we're going to grab our skewer that already has a wire, put it in the middle, and then what we're going to do is really tightly, because it has this wire, this really fine wire, what you can do is attach like this. So easy. And so now you're gonna be left with extra tails, right? What you want to do is dovetail those. So super easy to do. Remember to fold and go towards the wire. If you fold it like a taco, you go towards the wire, you're gonna be left with a beautiful dovetail. Because remember that if I come to your house and your ribbons are not dovetail on your door, most likely I'm gonna ask you for a pair of scissors. Somebody said the other day that I should get like a pair of scissor pin. Genius idea. I should get one. I don't know where to get one, but I would totally get one because I am known in my circle of friends for dovetailing people's wreaths. All right, so now you have these 4 tails. Now you're gonna grab some of this glue and you're gonna go right here, open all of this up, and you're gonna put that skewer through. Look at that, and that just gives us extra tails up. I'm gonna do one more. So once again, just grab your, you know what, I have to put my ribbon right there. Grab my ribbon like this. I wanna say about 5 or 6 inches. Then we fold up. We gather and pinch, gather and pinch. This is how easy it is, you guys. You put a skewer in it and then you twist that wire really tightly. You take a super easy extra seconds to dovetail all of your ribbons. Remember, fold like a taco, go towards the wire. Fold like a taco, go towards the wire. Fold like a taco. You guys, I have had these scissors for like 6 years, still working. Could you believe that? Right now we're left with all of these beautiful tails, and we're going to do the same. So we're gonna go and add some glue, and I'm gonna go down right here through all of my wires like that. And so now we're gonna have some tails over here. I feel like this is fine right here because we can just separate them and make it look extra taily, but I feel like this one needs another one coming right here because this is longer than the top, so I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna do this, it's very repetitive, and I'll show you the door what a difference it makes. Keep watching. This is the before with just a simple bow. This wreath does make a statement, however, it really needs that extra tail to make it look more beautiful and gorgeous. I love the way this looks, but wait till you see the after. And here is the after. As you guys can see, the extra tails going all the way down really do add a lot of more depth to this wreath. And all you have to do is select a few more tails to embellish the center bow, and you too can have a gorgeous wreath on your front door. All right, everyone, so we're going to start by putting our mechanics together. And as I mentioned, I found this pack of 8 little plastic dishes at my local dollar store, and I do recommend you get your mechanics at the dollar store because you're not gonna see them. And these little dishes, this plastic dish is absolutely perfect if you are doing some florals. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put some of this foam, but I think this is too thick for my dish. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go like this and cut it in half. I want the flat part to go on the bottom because I want it to be as flat on my little container as possible. But as you guys can see, this also needs to, and I also need to cut the corners. So I'm gonna go like this. So basically you're gonna have this shape, and you can always pitch this. It's also important to have your tools at the ready. I have this knife that doesn't have any, it's not as sharp, and then also my scissors right here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my glue gun, and I'm gonna add generously some glue onto my foam like this, and I'm going to press this down, and that's going to be our base. We're gonna put some weight into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna also put some foam on it because we want to cover the mechanics. And I just grabbed some of these wires and I did some U-shaped pins. This is a 20 gauge wire that I just cut into little pieces. And look, you guys, this is going to be so easy because you're just basically attaching this foam like this with this, and it's not gonna come off. Now I decided that what I want to do is I'm going to leave my my top uncovered because we can also use a candle on top of this. Remember, it's a candlestick. All right, so I'm back, and as I was telling you, I have this candle that is remote control operated, and it is perfect because we're gonna be doing a candlestick. So actually I'm gonna just leave it right here. If you do not have any of these remote operated candles, I recommend them. You can find them on Amazon or basically any other local shop that you may have that sells home decor. All right, so what we're doing right now is we're greening the container basically. And remember, what happens on the left happens on the right. And I'm just cutting some of these clippings. I don't want it to be too over full because I don't want it to really take over, but I do want to cover all of those mechanics. So there's the first one. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of this eucalyptus, and remember that what goes up must come down. And it is good to have your candle right here because that allows you to see where on the container you have to put some greenery. And as I told you before many times, when I am doing something like this, I like to add at least 2 to 3 types of greenery because when I was a florist, that was one of the things that I was taught, you know, in order to have a natural looking arrangement, you have to alternate greeneries. It just makes it look more beautiful and it gives it more texture, and that's just the way that we do it on the floral industry. So that's why I always like to add 2 to 3 florals to my arrangement, and also greeneries. And then also when you insert, don't insert flat, but give it a little bit of twist. And what that does is actually extends the greenery and it makes it more prominent, as you guys can see. And I'm just going all the way around, and I'm cutting my eucalyptus in 2 because this eucalyptus is too long. You also have to learn about balance, and the way you balance your greeneries is by not having it extend out too far out, and then also not having it too short. You have to have that perfect balance on your floral arrangements. And if you follow these instructions of what happens on the left happens on the right, I promise you, you can do floral bouquets, you can do Christmas wreaths, You can do your floral arrangements because it really follows the same techniques of what happens on the left, happens on the right, and what goes up must come down. So far, this is looking really good, but I feel like I need another one right here. So what I'm going to is I'm gonna cut this one into two, and I'm gonna add the longest one so it is perfect balance. Wouldn't this be really beautiful if you have a tablescape with just 3 of these arrangements going along the table? So pretty. All right, so far this is just our greenery. It's looking really good, and you have that little dish to lift it up, which I'll show you here soon. So now I'm gonna get my florals ready, and I'll be right back with you to give you the next step. All right, so I am back with selection of flowers, and for this occasion, I'm gonna use some beautiful succulents because it's gonna give it that fresh look. I'm gonna use some white peonies and some amazing yellow dahlias that I am just obsessed with. They are so beautiful. So I'm gonna start with the dahlias, and you guys know that I like to cut them all at once because it makes it easier for me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put them right here on the side. This one we need to get the tag off, so I'm just going to basically spin around. You know, I don't know why they put these tags on, but I know they have to find a way to price, but sometimes it makes it so difficult. All right, so I have this gorgeous dahlia. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give the head a little bit of a vent because no flower really grows like that. So you kind of have to give them that natural look. And I'm gonna start right here. So I'm gonna add one, and this is too long. So I'm gonna cut them a little bit shorter because I want my candle to be that one showpiece. So I'm gonna go like this, and remember what goes up must come down. So now this one I'm going to add right here. And remember, we always like to work in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s. And in this occasion, I have exactly that. I have 2, and then I'm gonna do a set of 3, and then I have a 1. So I'm gonna do 2, then I'm gonna cut another one short, and this is gonna be our lonely one. So I'm just gonna put it higher. And then I'm going to go over to this side. I'm gonna do a cluster of 3, but for this cluster of 3, the more flowers you put on the cluster, the shorter they have to be and closer to the base of the container, because that means that the flowers are really heavy and they don't have the strength to continue to grow. When you are making floral arrangements, you also have to think about how Mother Nature works. If you go out to any botanical gardens or things like that, you'll see that that's how nature grows. So that's 3, 2, and 1. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a few of these white peonies, and I'm going to cut them really short. So now, because this one is lonely, we're going to do a set of 2, adding that white flower right here. And then I'm going to grab another one of these peonies, and this is a large one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to the set of 2 right here. So I'm gonna add this guy right about here. So now we have a set of 3, and then I'm gonna add a very lonely one because remember, now we have a set of 3. So now I need just a 1 over on this side, like that. And so far that's what it looks like. So now I'm gonna bring some of these succulents, and I'm going to do, actually these need to be cut a little shorter because I do want them to be more towards the base. And I'm gonna bend the head of the flower up so it can show. So I'm gonna add one right there, and then I'm going to add the other one right here with this one, and that's gonna give us a set of 2. So it's all about, if you cannot do a set of 2 with this, because you don't have enough, then you add another one to add a set of 2. If you don't have enough of this to do a set of 3, then you add another one, and that's just what you continue to do. All right, so our next step is going to be to add some of this beautiful lilac, which is going to be our flyaway, and you guys know that I love my flyaways. It is what gives the arrangement texture, and it just gets a movement as well. So I'm gonna add one right here. I'll continue to add this over here. So I'm gonna do a set of 2 like that. Look how pretty that is. And then I'm gonna do a set of 3 over on the other side. Super easy, you guys. I'm telling you, if I can do it, so can you. All you have to do is give yourself the chance to give it a try, and you'll be surprised of all of the beautiful things that you can create, because I think we're all creatives. We're sometimes just scared to try. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring my lemons, and I'm going to add some lemons, and I already put a skewer on them. And the way you do that is you just basically poke a skewer because they're made out of styrofoam. And I'm gonna add some lemons, and for this, I'm going to add them in sets of 3s, 2s, and 1s as well. So I'm gonna add one right here. I'm probably going to add 2 over on this side. Just make sure that your lemon doesn't go through like that. I'm gonna add one right here, and another one over on this side, like that. And then I'm going to add a few over on this side. All right, so all we have to do is turn our candle on, and this is what our beautiful arrangement centerpiece candlestick summer DIY looks like, and it is super easy. As you guys can see, the lemons and the black and white really gives it that French summer feel. And I'm gonna take this inside, put it on my coffee table, and show you what that looks like over there. Keep watching. Okay, so here is our little lemon centerpiece for our table DIY. And as you guys can see, it really just adds that pop of yellow in the room. And I love the touch of black and white. To me, there's nothing more elegant than the black and white ribbon. And then also the combination of lemons and succulents, you guys. It is perfect for your summer decorating. And that candle really just adds that touch of glow in the room, and I love it. The white peonies are also my favorite because it is a perfect contrast with the dahlias and then also the lilac. So I am in love with this. I cannot wait to read your comments. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Well, that's all I have for today, and I really hope you enjoyed these DIYs for spring summer 2025. You guys, I'm having a blast creating all of these beautiful DIYs in order to inspire you to create something beautiful in your home this spring summer season. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing and for becoming a member. If you have not seen the playlist that I'm going to put right here with all of the fundamentals for floral design, check it out. It's invaluable information that I know you're going to enjoy. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, and as always, you can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.